exactly 7 p.m. in Bamenda in the northwest region of Cameroon, 7 p.m. here in the nation's capital. Good evening and welcome to the 7 p.m. news on Info Television. To kickstart our newscast, first, our top stories. The National Assembly concludes its November session with the adoption of the state budget for 2026, a significant milestone marking the start of President Paul Biya's new term. Plus, desperate for a better life, many Cameroonians are falling prey to visa scams, with travel agencies vanishing with their money and dreams. Those were our main points. Now the news in further details. Welcome back. As you heard in one of our top stories, the National Assembly has concluded its November session by adopting the state budget for 2026, a significant milestone marking the start of President Paul Biya's new term. In his closing speech, the Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Tv Jibril, also issued a strong appeal for national reconciliation following a period of post-election turmoil. Details in this report. Addressing lawmakers at the Paul Biya Glass House this Tuesday, the Right Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Tv Jibril, declared the third ordinary session of the 2025 legislative year closed. He highlighted the historic nature of the session, which saw President Paul Biya take his oath of office for a new 7-year term within the newly named Assembly Complex. The session's central legislative achievement was the passage of the 2026 Finance Bill. The budget, balanced at 8,816.4 billion CFA francs, is the first of Biya's latest mandate under his policy of great hope. The Speaker commended the numbers and their aides for their uncommon efficiency in scrutinizing and passing the bill. Beyond the budget, the session featured a parliament-government dialogue on land governance initiated by the Network of Parliamentarians for Sustainable Management of Forest Ecosystems, known as REPAR. The Assembly also celebrated diplomatic success. Honorable Njingu Musa was elected Vice President of the African Parliamentarians Network on Development Evaluation, known as APNOD, during his recent General Assembly in Morocco. 2 other Cameroonians, MPs, were elected to the network's executive committee. The Speaker urged the trio to leverage their new roles to help improve project maturation in Cameroon. Striking a sober note, the Speaker directly addressed the country's recent political tensions. He called on lawmakers to act as ambassadors of peace in their constituencies to heal the inimical post-election standoff and restore social cohesion. He stressed that peace is a prerequisite for development and economic emergence.
I think it was very impressive in the sense that some of the words the head of state said during his when he was being sworn in, that a good number of those issues were taken into consideration. Being a budgetary year, we were happy that our budget has gone up to a certain extent compared to the other years.
As bearer of peace, we just have to keep on preaching, talking. In a situation where, our population, some of them have divergent and different ideas, at times which are even, in extreme, it is our place, knowing the realities of certain things, to be able to talk to them in a manner which they will be able to understand.
The speech concluded a moment of remembrance for compatriots who died during the turbulent period, notably the brutally murdered MP, Abe Mike Ndra, and another former member who passed away before the October presidential election. Concluding the proceedings, the Speaker extended early wishes for the Christmas and New Year festivities. Lawmakers now return to their constituencies with a mandate to both oversee the new budget's implementation and foster unity. Away from that, the Minister of Youth Affairs and Civic Education, Monona Fotso, has marked the 40th International Volunteer Day with a high-level gathering in Yaoundé. The event was presided over by his representative, Dr. Eric Akende Mutunge, on December 2nd, 2025. The event focused on strengthening Cameroon's volunteer ecosystem and raising awareness on the role of volunteerism in national development. As you tell us, Jessica Ntiwu.
The Minister of Youth Affairs and Civic Education, Monona Fotso, has placed volunteerism at the center of national development efforts. The celebration brought together institutional actors, civil society partners, and youth leaders for a high-level session aimed at strengthening the country's volunteer ecosystem. Representing Minister Monona Fotso, Dr. Eric Akade Metugi presided over the event at the National Training of Trainers and Development Center on December 2nd, 2025 in Yaoundé, under the theme, Every Contribution Counts. He further highlighted the need for stronger structures to support volunteer engagement, especially among young people, and called for increased collaboration between institutions to maximize the social impact of volunteer initiatives.
La dite stratégie exhorte de promouvoir un volontariat inclusif à travers la mobilisation, la participation citoyenne et la valorisation des compétences de toutes les couches sociales.
The voluntary sector's potential is underutilized due to limited visibility and low engagement by communities, organizations, and institutions, highlighting the need to raise awareness among sectoral administrations to fully harness its benefits. This strategy aims to promote inclusive volunteerism by mobilizing citizens, recognizing the skills of all social groups, and fostering national integration and social cohesion. The purpose of this session is to strengthen volunteer work within public administrations and capitalize on it as a tool for development. We also aim to showcase the various ways volunteering can be expressed and explore opportunities for its integration across different sectors.
Il s'agit spécifiquement de vulgariser les multiples cadres d'expression du volontariat, d'identifier les possibilités d'intégration dans les politiques de stratégie sectorielle.
Highlighting the gaps in Cameroon's volunteer ecosystem, officials stressed it's not only an important initiative but also a crucial step towards charting a more effective and sustainable way forward.
We have observed during the past years that the aspect of volunteerism is a notion whereby so many persons are ignorant about it. It's an aspect whereby Cameroonians in particular look at it as it's a phenomenon that many persons neglect and which has to be taken into account, given that we all are called upon to showcase, to bring our input, our know-how in the aspect of volunteerism, assisting the community that we come from. Not only the community, but wherever we find ourselves, there is always a need for our services.
Stakeholders also participated in an awareness session designed to reinforce the culture of volunteerism as a tool for civic responsibility and community development. According to organizers, investing in volunteer programs remains key to empowering youths and driving sustainable national growth.
There is a law that has been put in place guiding activities of volunteerism, but most Cameroonians are ignorant of the law, that there's a law that even exists, that can even help young people to be able to take legal contracts, because by using the law, you put yourself into a legal contract that whereby you are rendering some services and you can be giving some stipends as per what the law has provided. We thought it wise that we should be able to propagate the know-how by calling upon the various ministerial departments for this very first session of this year, 2025, that they should come together, and we should be able to exchange with them by giving them the importance of the aspect of taking into account volunteerism when they're doing their budgeting sessions.
Officials underscored that reinforcing Cameroon's volunteer culture will require continued collaboration, stronger support systems, and sustained investment in young people. They emphasized that identifying existing gaps is essential to shaping a more efficient, inclusive, sustainable volunteer framework.
As we heard in one of our top stories, desperate for a better life, many Cameroonians are falling prey to visa scams, with travel agencies vanishing with their money and dreams. The consequences are devastating, leaving victims financially drained and emotionally scared, as you tell us, Mimi Tiobo.
There is a growing and deeply troubling trend in Cameroon. Traveling agencies promising visas to hopeful migrants are instead disappearing with their clients' money. Many Cameroonians who dream of finding better opportunities abroad are falling victim to this wave of fraud, and the consequences are both financial and emotional. Recent cases show how serious the situation has become. In one major case is a victim whose identity can't be disclosed expressed her frustration when she was scammed. Talking with an expert on immigration, he emphasized on the ways on getting a valid visa. Honestly, it is a situation that disturbs a lot. The immigration sector has become something else. Everybody enter and want to be in immigration. What have come to my notice is that I, for one, as a director of this agency, every time that a client enter, I take my time to tell him the consultation procedure on time to realize his immigration. He esteemed that we just have to tell him how much it costs to go to Canada. That's where I usually tell them that it is bad agency that will give you an amount without consulting you.
Sans toutefois te consulter.
Some travel agencies in Cameroon are exploiting hopeful migrants with false visa promises, leading to financial loss and emotional distress.
As the festive season draws closer, excitement are building across several markets in Yaoundé, where activities have been intensified as parents and traders prepare to make the celebration special for their families. Our reporter Jessica Ndium toured some of these markets and captured the atmosphere along with reactions from both parents and vendors. Her report.
As the festive season fast approaches, the rush has already gripped several markets across Yaoundé. Stalls are buzzing with activities to make this year's celebration memorable. It's clear that it's very slow. We started setting up well in advance. It's December, but it's very quiet. Customers aren't really coming around compared to previous years. It was a little different from the first onwards. It's a little difficult at the moment, but we are still hopeful that things will pick up in a few weeks. For now, there are no customers yet. Traders say business are not picking up faster, but hoping for the previous weeks. This is my business every year. Well, we are still observing. It's my first day and I'm still setting up. Well, for the moment, things are still slow, but we hope that by next week or the week after, things will be better. Despite concerns over rising prices, the festive spirit remains strong. Market corridors are filled with decorations, new outfits and foodstuffs, each item adding to the anticipation of the upcoming celebrations. The holiday season is here and it's looking very good. The prices are affordable, very affordable. The mood in several markets in Yaoundé reflects the lively countdown to the festive season.
Road safety remains a pressing concern in Yaoundé, in Cameroon, where devastating accidents claim lives and cause significant economic losses. With thousands of cases reported annually, it is imperative to address reckless driving habits and promote responsible behavior behind the wheel, especially during this festive period, as you tell us, Mimi Tiobo.
These amateur images illustrate a traffic accident that occurred in Akono on November 28, claiming the lives of 2 people. The incident took place in Mefo in Akono. Another accident was recorded during the night from Friday to Saturday at Yassa Cross Road in Douala in the littoral region. Traffic accidents like these are reported almost daily on many roads across Cameroon. According to magazine Page Jeune Online, traffic accidents for the month of January 2025 alone amounted to 32,800 cases. Excessive speeding, mechanical failure, tire problems, dangerous and abusive overtaking, drunk driving, and driver fatigue are among the main causes. Added to this, the use of mobile phones while driving, which further worsens the situation. More than 2,200 cases of phone use while driving and nearly 15,000 cases of failure to wear a seatbelt were recorded. Data from the Ministry of Transport indicate nearly 33,000 cases of speeding and around 1,500 vehicles destroyed. This is in addition to the loss of human life and the hundreds of serious injuries recorded. According to several websites, more than 3,000 traffic accidents were reported during the first half of 2024. It should also be noted that traffic accidents cost the state approximately 800 billion CFA francs each year. It is therefore crucial for every motorist to adopt responsible behavior while driving in order to ensure road safety for all, especially during the end of year holiday period.
Last December 1st, 2025 marks World AIDS Day, a time to reflect on the global fight against HIV and AIDS. Our reporter Jessica Ndewum captured citizens' reactions on the significant progress made over the decades, as well as the challenges that still remain. A report.
Today, December 1st, 2025, marks the World AIDS Day, a date set to support those living with HIV and reflect on the global fight against the disease under the theme Overcoming Disruption, Transforming the AIDS Response. Some citizens highlight significant progress that has been made captured to previous decades as well as the challenges that still remains. I don't think the issue is awareness itself, but rather youth awareness. Young people are becoming more and more detached. Even if awareness campaigns are placed everywhere, if the youth don't understand the importance of the moment, it won't change anything. It's true that campaigns could be organized in schools, hospitals, homes, and even in public spaces. But because youth is complex, the challenge remains. Repeat, the challenge remains. Whether it's on social media or anywhere else, the real solution is to focus on education so that young people don't become disconnected, because that is one of the major problems. However, gaps still exist, particularly in resource-limited areas, and that stigma continues to hinder effective prevention and treatment. Compared to earlier approaches, today's methods are more comprehensive, combining medical, educational, and social interventions to control the epidemic. Yes, it definitely will, because TikTok is currently the most widely used platform. So if they put emphasis on it, even by working through influencers, it can have a strong impact. I think we need to go to TikTok because it can really help raise awareness by being present and using effective methods, especially impactful images and videos that create a strong reaction. We can truly make a difference. World AIDS Day reminds us that the fight against HIV and AIDS continues, and everyone's role in awareness, testing, and care remains vital.
Residents of the Nkolbi-Songli-Budi Road are becoming frustrated as construction works on the road has been halted for about 6 months, a situation which has left residents to battle with health challenges from dust. Our reporter visited the neighborhood this December 1st, 2025 and put together the following report.
dust, they say, has become part of their daily life. Residents of the Colbison-Libudi Road are expressing frustration as construction work has been halted for nearly 6 months. Initially greeted with excitement at the prospect of road improvements, the community is now grappling with deteriorating conditions and increasing discomfort. You can see for yourself that work has been stopped here for almost 6 months. We don't know why, but when this work was announced, it gave us a lot of joy in our hearts. Unfortunately, today it is not the case. Not only has the work been stopped, we are also suffering from a lot of discomfort.
Non seulement les travaux sont arrêtés, mais nous subissons trop de désagréments.
According to the residents, the roads were much better before the construction.
La route à l'état où elle se trouvait avant ce jour ou avant 6 mois, cette route était mieux.
The state of the road before was better. With the beginning of the work, it came to cut the small piece of road that facilitated the circulation. Today the road is degraded with dust that we have to get out with every day. It is not easy to have these opportunities. The dust has become our daily life.
La poussière est devenue notre quotidien.
Due to the dust along the Colbison-Libudi Road, residents face several health challenges. We are exposed to several diseases like tuberculosis, and we cannot get out of it. Customers complain that goods are dirty. We are in dust. We consume dust day and night. Even our houses are covered with dust. I cannot even walk beside the road. The dust makes us sick. Everything is not okay. The situation of the road has restricted access and made transportation difficult. Residents remain hopeful for a swift and complete construction of the road.
From Yaoundé, we'll take you to Douala in the littoral region of Cameroon, where 20 newly trained apostolic workers have officially received their credentials, marking the start of a mission to transform the world through the Word of God. The trainees received their credentials in Douala during a spacious solemn religious service, as you tell us, Jessica Ndiwom.
For the advancement of God's work in Cameroon, 20 new theologians have graduated in Douala. These workers of Jesus Christ spent 3 years for some and up to 6 years for others, studying the Bible, the social doctrine of the church, and the relationship between God and humanity. For the past 3 years, we have been trained in theology, that is, the study of God in its narrow sense, and the study of God and His relationship with the universe in a broader sense. We have been trained to speak more clearly about our God, to better guide those He entrusts to us, and to defend the faith we serve. The presentation of the scrolls to the theologians took place during a special religious service at El Shaddai Church, attended by a group of pastors. Upon graduation, the new theologians were urged to go out, conquer, and transform the world with the Word of God.
To
the students of the Evangelical Theology Public Institute in Abreja and BTE, I have urged them to be witnesses of Christ and to defend the Word of God wherever the Lord sends them. The church carries the good news. It is the light and the salt of the earth. Wherever they are sent, they must pray and serve, becoming a blessing not only to the church but to the entire nation. Seizing the occasion, the people of God gathered to pray for the preservation of peace and stability in Cameroon. The church has a spiritual duty to pray for the nation so that peace, protection, and God's transformative power may descend upon our country. Men and women are now prepared and empowered to proclaim the good news. I believe that at the end of this confirmation, we are fully able, or I am fully able, to defend my faith. Prayers, praise, and exhortation filled the air, marking a fitting end to a celebration rooted in faith and commitment.
It is on that note that we draw the curtains of our newscast this evening. Thanks very much for watching. We urge you to stay tuned to other programs on Info Television. Hopefully, we shall be right back tomorrow for the same exercise. God bless Cameroon. Good night.